It's not what you say, but what you do. Hey. Hey. N-G-U-I-L-L-A. I'm the love. Oh, I'm the love. Hey. Telling you. Writing this letter to the world's supreme leader. I'm sending this message to Donald Trump. Though you view us as a shithole and a dump, seems from the Caribbean. You want no immigration, we just catch the cold anytime you sneeze. Now a migrant visa, you tell them freeze. But we are alone, come on island chain. When you touch one, we all feel the pain. All these crazy policies you pursue. King of the world, why and what we do? We send our children to your universities. Now with wicked tariffs, you're up.
Okay, so we're here. Good evening to you, Class of Family Evening Time, and we are for Monday evening. It is Monday night. Yes, it is August the 24th in the year 2026. It's a hot night for sure. Out there's steaming hot, man, for sure. Steaming hot night out there, man, in a big way. It is smoking. Yes, smoking for sure. And I want to say, okay. All right. Okay, so I want to say good evening to you and welcome to the Monday night program here on Class FM Radio 92.9. I'm about to bring it to you, your Monday night program for sure. The program, you learn a lot for sure. And what I've come to realize about the program is that lots of our people across the land, the diaspora as well, you come into the program, you engage, and we have conversations. We learn a whole lot. I learn a lot from you too, based on the exchanges on the pages, all of various pages. I learn as well, and I also share information. After all, where I sit here on Class FM, I sit in a basket or a basin of information, and that I run through every single day. So I'm a someone who has a lot really to speak about every single day. And tonight I'll pick a few topics for you as well that we can engage on, very important topics that are impacting our country and well at this time. So it is what it is. It comes with the territory. That's why I believe you are so into your Monday night program, because the topics are interesting and the commentaries are all engaging, and that's why you're a captive audience here on Class FM every Monday evening to our program. We thank you for that too. We thank you for being a part of the program, and we get set to go right here, right now. So at 20 minutes before 9, let's see what's buzzing today out there in the land. What's buzzing right now? What are among the big stories that are buzzing today across the country, Anguilla? Okay, so let's see what's buzzing right now across the land as we get to you here tonight. Class FM Radio. Okay. And 92.9 here in the evening time. So the topics, checking my notes, so many persons on board, lots of issues are being thrown to me as well, but I have a few issues that I want to flesh out tonight here on the program. So let's get down to the issues that are at hand, the big issues tonight, and among the issues that are hot and they are front and center on our conversation, in the nation tonight, the issues of see what's happening here, guys. So yep, man. So give me a break. Give me, and give me. It is all right. So I'm getting a word that the page is sticking. So let me fix that quickly and get it's sticking. No, it's not sticking. It's up and running. It's upping. It's not. It's not sticking. It is running. Not sticking. I can see it from here. Let me check your page. See what's happening. Want to make sure that we are up and going good. Make sure that we're up and going good, solid here on the program. I'm just checking, making sure we have all the things in place. For tonight. Okay. So cause we're not sticking, we are up and running. So I'm not sure what's sticking right there. Okay. So seeing that, some online checking the happenings here for you right now. Okay. All right. So no sticking is happening there. Let's get into it right now. So the big topics tonight, what is happening here in our country, Angola. The Angola Social Security Board, as you would have heard by now, they are making moves to fix the valley, main strip in the valley right there. That's one of the big issues right now, one of the big topics they're working on right now. And they're going to move the strip from where it is and move it across to Irie Acres, the plot known as Irie Acres. Apparently that's happening already. I would have seen just a short while ago before coming on air what appears to be a semblance of a rendering, it seems like. And I've seen it a while ago there. And I would have heard that there were meetings with stakeholders, boot operators there at the strip right now. Really, the strip has been for years, and I want to say good evening to Jerome Roberts and his team. Over the years, Jerome Roberts is someone who was instrumental in the creation of that strip. That development there was a construct of a former Hubert Hughes administration on the Jerome Roberts guidance, and that strip really served its purpose. It was designed to drive commerce in the area. It would have done that. I'm sure, and more. But I believe that we can do a lot better in terms of the buildings that we have there. We can do a lot better in terms of the construction. We can do a lot better in terms of the aesthetics of the place as well. And the Angola Social Security Board, they would have secured that land some years ago via a deal with one of the administrations, and they're now making moves to enhance and to increase the aesthetics of the strip. And I welcome that wholeheartedly for the nation. We need to have that, because just like St. Kitts and other countries where you have a well-polished and pristine strip, we need one of those as well. In Angola, we always do things the best. We always do things better than most. And to have a strip here in the valley that looks, the part, really. And knowing Angolan people, whatever we do will always be better than most. Believe you me. If there's a strip in St. Kitts, and St. Kitts, good evening to you, my people are there as well. This is no brag or no knock on you for sure, but I'll tell you right now that if we do a strip around here in Anguilla, it will be a lot better than any strip around the areas and the islands around here. Anguillans always check, always go above and beyond. Something about Anguillan pedigree, I guess it came from slavery. I guess it came from slavery. And, that thing about us and where we came from, because it's an Angolan thing. From back in the day, we were resilient people. We always bounced back. We always did things a different way. And that is very evident even today. Today, modern day Angolans, even after hurricanes, natural events, weather events, other countries when they are coping and trying to recover, the Angolans always bounce back quicker than most. Okay. That's for sure. That's what I realize about Angolans. And so no doubt, and the same thing applies to what we're doing in Angola today. Everything we build stronger. We build beautiful. We build strong. So it's something about the Angolan pedigree that really and truly, really shine brightly above and beyond every single time. And I'm proud of that for sure for our people, wherever they are in the world, wherever they are in Angola. Angolans, once they put their hands and their minds to things, we always come out on top every single time. So no doubt in my mind that the strip itself will be a beautiful area once constructed and once completed, and I believe that will be a place for us to hang out really and have a grand time as we're having right now. But for sure, it is in dire need of renovation, in dire need of an uplift, dire need of a refreshing, because the idea that the guys had, back in those days, Jerome Roberts and those guys, I think we have outlived that idea now, and it's time for us to step it up now and to bring modern, sleek-looking stalls, environments, gardens, etc., to the valley area that will enhance us in a very big way. That is, that is what's happening for sure. All right. So other than that, folks, and that's where we are right now with that. So I would have just a while ago, after I saw a sneak peek, I was informed that we should expect construction sometime in November. to commence on that strip. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, and I welcome that. So once the renderings, all the drawings are in before planning, etc., that's what's happening now, and they intend to commence construction. Shovels in the ground sometime in November, and we welcome that. So once they're through with that, you're going to move over to that other side there, and you're going to have a beautiful strip area where tourists and locals alike can visit and have a grand time. Barbecue pits and all the good stuff, man, will be there for sure. Paving stones, the works, the gardens, all the stuff, man, and lots of us can't wait to be on that strip, really. Modern strip, befitting what we as Anguillans here are accustomed to. We are people who are known for high quality, and that no doubt will be the case with that new strip, okay? You know, and okay, so all right, okay, so all right, so folks, we are here. And so that's where we are right now with that. So let's look forward to that. Other than that, folks, also today I was probing because it's an area that my brother Rugby Lake is very concerned about. The Anglo Security Board and the staff that is there, and Brother Rugby have been crying for a very long time, even now, about the staff and the treatment they're receiving, and you know what's happening at Social Security. So today I was very deliberate in moving around and probing before the program tonight to ascertain what is happening in that regard, what's going on there. And I was told that the staff would have gotten some funding. I heard that. So the increases that are going around the system now, I'm hearing that the staff there would have gotten something. I'm hearing that. That's what I'm hearing right now. So that's the good news. If that is so, that's great news to hear for sure from this point of view. That they would have gotten some increases. This is very good. Some money is owed to them. They received that, to a heard. And I'm also hearing some good news too, that they're about to announce the appointment of a director of the Anglo Security Board. And my hope to God is that it is Magdalene. I want to hope and pray that it's Magdalene, because if it's not Magdalene, you know, I will raise some hell. Because I believe that Magdalene, I mean, and again, not trying to tie anybody's hands at all, in any way at all, but my God, she has been there for all those years, for over 40 years, really and truly. And I know that, you know, that I would have heard the former Premier, Dr. Ellis Webster, spoke about futuristic leadership for the scheme. But the fact she served for almost 5 years now, more than that now, in that post since the retirement of the other director Timothy Hodge, and served in that direction, in that position, man, I believe we should give her a chance. And that's my hope, and I believe that if we do otherwise, that stuff will reach the high heavens. The stink, the stench, the smell will reach it will reach God. I believe it will reach God for sure. My hope is that we appoint her. That's my hope. But I would have been given information earlier here that indicated that we are going to have a director appointed sometime very soon. So when I heard that, my mind ran on Brother Rugby. So Brother Rugby, good evening to you, brother. So let's hope that's the case, and let's hope that is the case. And I really hope that happens very soon, because I believe that she needs to be appointed. That's my belief. After serving for all these years, whatever futuristic direction you're looking for, that may have to come after. But we cannot reward persons who are dutiful, really, with ungratefulness. I believe that the great God, the smell of that will reach the heavens in a big way, right? So I'm hearing now that also that the staff there, the grade 5 and below, I would have gotten a 15% increase in salary. That's a good thing. And 6 and above, I get a 10% increase from effective August 1st. So you heard it first here on Class FM. So I'm a digger for sure, and I've been looking for information since today earlier for this program tonight here. I was checking around to see what's happening in some areas, and for some reason this morning, Social Security came on my mind heavy. I was in the area of the forest this morning, and the rugby came on my mind very hard this morning, and I said tonight I should take a deep dive into Social Security, see what's happening in that regard. And I would have told today that the Social Security staff, those from grade 5 and below, would have gotten 15% increase in salary. This is good. And the 6 and above, in the grade 6 and above, would have gotten 10% increase. And this said was effective August 1st. All right. So I heard that they also got some monies, additional funding. I heard that will owed to them as well. So they should be in a good position right now. So I'm happy to hear that, and I'm really happy to hear that. Also happy to hear that they're about to appoint a director as well for the Anguilla Social Security Board. So we need to hear that story ASAP. I hope that comes true very soon, and I will be really and truly, I'm all for that. I'm all for that for sure, right? So that's for sure. So guys, we're here, Class FM here in the evening time. So, and again, folks, you're well aware of the role that place would have played over the years in the life of Anguilla after the many natural events, the weather events, hurricanes, and other natural disaster. COVID-19, Social Security Board would have been used as a very important, pad, a buffer to help us tide us over until we get things organized. Just to let you know that's happening, guys, and that's where we are right now in that regard. So very important buffer. It is a very important social safety net for the people of Anguilla. That is for sure. So that is for sure. So I'm all for that. I'm all for that for sure, really. So I want us to ensure that we take care of that safety net, because before we had .ai money, before you had GST money, you had the Social Security, and it would have paid salaries. It would have helped us out in the dry times, in the dry spell times, in the times of lean. That thing would have been there to help us all out, right? So we want to make sure that okay, so you want to make sure that we ensure that it's sustainable, that it survives the times. It is a safety net that we need to pump up a whole lot of. It's a legacy project of the father of the nation, James Ronald Webster, and we as a people need to ensure that we maintain and protect that safety net big time. That is what we need to do as a people. Ensure that we protect the safety net that was created, conceptualized by the father of the nation and his team back in the 80s, because it has served us well over the many years. So good news coming in. So I'm happy to hear that we are getting to that point right now. We were about to appoint a director. I'm happy that we would have paid some salary increases to the staff there as well. But the rugby, my partner rugby, will be happy to hear that tonight. He'll be saying praise the Lord tonight for sure. And I'm really happy because we have to protect those people. They were there for us. COVID-19, they served us well. They paid out unemployment benefits when the system was not designed for that. They were able to help governments over the years with salary payments for civil servants too, and the list goes on. They did so many things across our country, Anguilla, over the years, and we have to ensure that we have a strong system, that it remains strong for future generations of Anguillans to come, and we have to ensure that we bump it up too. We have to ensure that we make it stronger and a lot more sustainable as well to withstand the testing times of the future, because believe you me, we are being tested now in these modern times right now, but in the future there'll be other tests too. There'll be more challenging times ahead, and the system must be positioned to withstand those challenges that will come our way in the future, right? So good news here tonight, and let's hope that the guys who are there now will work on the system to ensure that it becomes even more robust. The board that's there, we have to make sure that it is on a trajectory, a path that will lead to increase robustness and stability, and even more sustainability as well. We need that stuff to happen here for the benefit of our people. Those who are here, generations of Anguillans, those born and those unborn as well. It needs to happen in a big way, right? So you're hearing that? Okay, so we're here, folks, on Class FM here in the evening time. So let's see where we are right now. Moving along here this evening, man. So here we go. All right. So Class FM here in the evening time, and let's see where we are as we move along here, man. Class FM 92.9 here in the evening time. So that's where we are in that regard right now. So I'm sure there are other things that we need to look at as well that we're going to touch right now here for you as well, right? So Class FM here in the evening time, right? So what's next to bump up on right now? Okay, so as we move along here, guys, Class FM 92.9 in the evening time. Let's see where we are right now here. So what's next to touch on? Tonight, that's big news coming in there for you. So that's a bit to chew on for this evening. That's a bit, that's a bit for us to chew on here, right? So Class FM in here in the evening time. Okay, good. So what's next? Let's get now to other topics here tonight on our program for this evening. I listened to just a while ago to the newscast here, and I had a clip that came in from the former premier of Anguilla, Dr. Ellis Lorenzo Webster, and our former premier is in town. He's in Anguilla, and I was trying to inquire today as to his house attendance. I know he have to work as well. He's in Anguilla. He's ambitious in Anguilla and have to work overseas. He's based in Florida. We know that for sure, and he has a home there and property there in Anguilla. And I've noted with interest that the many absent spots during the house sittings in recent times. And I was trying to get around to that today, but time elapsed on me quickly to find out how many sittings he would have missed, really. In the last couple of months, because he's been out of state for a few, but he's in town right now. I would have seen today, and I heard today as well. In fact, and I invited him to be with me at some point on the program. It's very fitting to have the leader of the opposition. It's quite proper to have him on the program to discuss issues of relevance to the country Anguilla. So I would have issued an invite today via one of my emissaries, one of my brothers today, and my brother. So we're going to see how that will play out here. So that's going to come, I'm sure, before he departs Anguilla. But that's my plan. But listen today to a clip that was sent to me, and I would have, once I got the clip, I cut a new story from that one time because I thought it was a very interesting comment he made. He is calling on the government of Anguilla to do more for the people of Anguilla. He says that with AI money right now, we can do a lot more for our people. He's calling on the government to do a lot more. He speaks about the high cost of electricity in Anguilla, and in these hot months here, the need. He said he too is sweating in Anguilla, losing weight by sweating. He said we need to do more to help the people of Anguilla, and he listed a number of areas we can help people with that AI money. He went on at a great length to explain that in his words, and today during our program. They have a program and with the National Broadcasting Service, and he appeared on that program today apparently, and I received a clipping from one of my good friends who told me to check out Dr. Webster's comments on this matter. So when I saw that clipping came to me today, I clipped it out even further to narrow it down for a news story, and which we ran this evening here on Class FM Radio 92.9. So he's calling for more to be done. So what more can be done? We have seen, the electricity benefits. We have seen the fuel, subsidies being issued to the people of Anguilla. But he's calling for more. He wants more to be done. He's of the view that more should be done with AI money. So I want to speak to him about that as well. Once I get a chance to a hold of him, to have him here with me on the platform, to hear from him what more can we do in terms of the AI money. What can we do with it for our people to give more? Okay, he says we need to do a lot more for the people of Anguilla. That's what he said. We need to do a lot more for our people, and so he said he is making the call again for government to do a lot more for the people of Anguilla as it relates to that money. So he said that his administration also would have put that thing in place, the AI, because they would have gotten identity digital, and he said they make it more predictable in terms of the money coming in. That's what he said, and he said that we can do more. So again, today, call out this administration to do more, a lot more, really, for the people of Anguilla with that AI money. Okay, so that's a big story. That's a big story coming from him. But I want to hear from him what more can we do, and what he would have done had he been empowered today with that AI money in the times we're living in right now. He also referenced the times we're in, the global uncertainty, the wars that are unfolding in the Middle East, the fuel fluctuations, and being brought on by as a result of those same wars that are being fought between Iran and America and Israel, and also the war in Ukraine. We spoke about supply chain issues as well, the cost of living across the world, and he believed that a lot more could be done for the people of Anguilla. And so I want to have that discussion with Dr. Webster before he leaves Anguilla back for America, to hear from him exactly what he wants done for the people of Anguilla. I think it's a very important conversation to be had, and I'm looking forward to having that discussion with him, because right now as it stands, you're benefiting from, you're being insulated from the shocks of the fluctuations in the global fuel prices at the pump. At the pump, at Anglic. You're also having other, custom duties, really. That stuff has also been addressed as well. So you are saving. To my mind, you are saving, but he's saying that the need for more. I need for more. The former premier said, I need for more. So I heard him myself crying out for a lot more to be done. And in fact, I have the clip here in a news package, so I can have it's on my system here somewhere. So let me go across here and read my. Let me go across here in the news file and see if we can find a clip that way he spoke about. We spoke about the give back and the need to give more. Okay, so let's see where we are right now. So here's what Dr. Webster would have said about giving more to our people here in Anguilla. Here we go.
And they were proposing this relief, and I had written to the Premier about some areas that where it can help the people during this time, and because of the dismantling of the prior GST tax system, when they stopped allowing the businesses to claim back what they spent for GST, and that increased the cost of living. With this war in Iraq and Iran, where you see the cost of fuel has gone up and the uncertainty in the world, and where you see the cost of electricity has gone up, and they came with these, relief, the subsidies, and they said 60 days. And America, I remember you outlining that this should have been for a longer period of time, because then there would be a little more certainty. People could then determine how they would be living, that the tourist season was coming to an end, and this is a time when you needed to make sure that you could feed your families and be able to afford groceries and fuel for your car, and also to pay for the electricity that was necessary in the hotter months. And God knows it is hot. I mean, I am thinner because I've sweated so much. But the thing that really sits with me is that when we talked about, and they said how much .ai was bringing in almost $30 million a month, and they came up with $10 million over 3 months in subsidies. And we pointed out that the house in London was, 5 to 6 million US dollars, which is about 16 million EC dollars that they were committing to the house in London that had been ring fenced back in December of 2025. Mm-hmm. And this became a big issue because remember the Premier and her cronies jumped up in the house and were basically accusing us of stating things that were not in fact. And these were things that were stated on press conferences. Mm-hmm. that it just makes you seem like they think if that they confuse the people, obfuscate, say a lot, and say it loudly, and in loud voice and high tone, that makes the people think that what they're saying means something. We are here as the opposition to point out that the government can do better. .ai is doing better. The people need to benefit from .ai domain name registration.
Okay, so Opposition Leader Dr. Ellis Webster there again calling on the government to do more with the AI money for the people of Anguilla. So the question is, what more can we do as a people? Because we are witnessing it here. Anglican is being taken care of. They're taking care of half the bill. I mean, in terms of the fuel surcharge, they're taking care of some of that for you. Taking care of half of that. That's a good help, really. The issue of in the stores and the food supplies, all that stuff. So what more can we do? Can we give people funding now, money in their hands, and give them $1,000 a month, a year, to see, from the AI money, what can we do? What more can you do now to help the people of Anguilla? So that's a question I have for Dr. Webster, and before he departs Anguilla back for Florida, I wish to have him on the deck here with me to discuss those ideas, because he seems to have some ideas as to what more can we do to help our people. So I want to have that discussion with the leader of the opposition, Dr. Ellis Lorenzo Webster, in short order. That's my plan, to have him here to discuss those things that he mentioned in that clip there with me and more, because a couple of things I want to speak to him about as well as we prepare, as we move along, right? So I have a number of questions that I have prepared in my mind for our brother, Dr. Ellis Webster, at some point. So again, I'm trying to get him lined up to be here with me at some point on the program. When that happens, once we are confirmed, I'll let you know. And I look forward to sitting down with Dr. Ellis Webster, my good brother, for a very comprehensive conversation when that time comes. Okay, so we're hearing that someone says he wants to give people money to go on cruises. I don't know. Anguillans travel at time of year. A lot. I know they go cruising. I know that, but they save their money. The amount of people on cruise hammer and people cruising. I don't think that old time watching that too. Somebody said to me, and so much people go on cruising and they're coming back from. Okay, I hear you, brother. I hear you, my brother. So the people who are on cruises, right? The truth is that I don't want to tell a fellow how to live your life. I hear you, my brother. But persons would have saved their money and would have gone on cruises because. I know for a fact, I have people like my family members who are on cruises right now too, and I know for a fact that relatives of mine would have been saving since last year, putting money together, paying every month to get to a cruise. I'm aware of that as well. So those persons may have saved their funding to get to a cruise. I have relatives of mine, who are out cruising right now, and on the cruise right now. My mother's out there right now on a cruise somewhere, and she would have been saving and putting it together since last year, trying to get out there on a cruise. So I believe that most Anguillans are like that. They pay down, and they get to their cruises. They look forward to the vacation because the little vacation seems like I don't do vacations a whole lot, but it looks to me fashionable. And at some point, I believe that I should try some of it too because it looks fashionable to be out there, just relaxing and having a good time. And I told myself that sometime this year, maybe next year, I should try a week or two, just go away and just relax and do nothing. Put microphones down, put headphones down, put down the computer, put on everything, and just go and be a tourist for a week or two. But you're right, the old time watching that too. So when we cry about taxation and we cry about these things, old time has seen that Anguillans have money to go on cruises and we have money to go around the world traveling. Yeah, but at the same time, though, I want to defend Anguillans who are doing that because for the most part, they are saving towards those things. I would have seen it here in my household. My relatives here, they would have been saving from last year. They're putting money down here, putting some here. Every month they put down somebody in there. So I believe that's how they would have done that. But yeah. I too would have taken note of that lots of Anguillans this time of year go on cruises, and I wonder how they find the money. But I was forced to flash back on how I would have seen my own people here saving their little pennies, putting up 100 there, 100 there, 100 there over the course of a year, and then this time of year they have it all paid up, and then they just go, and all they need is spending money in their pocket. And once they go on the cruise, and they have a little spending money in their pocket, and they have a grand time on the cruise. They eat all they want, drink all they want, and they have a grand time, And I would have, just before coming on air, I would have gotten a call from my relatives who are on one of those cruises, and it looks pretty. It looks like real good, real happy. They are watching shows on a boat and having all this food. It seems to be like a fairy tale type of a situation, really. But I see how they're paying. But I take note of what you're saying. Yes, Old Town watching that too, and Old Town will never understand how we do it because over the years, Old Town and Britain has been treating Anguillans differently because you know why? Our houses, size of our houses, they don't understand how we build houses. I build a house like this. I'll build a house, put on some rooms here now, and then add a fly steel to the west or to the north, add on again and fly steel again and keep adding on. So by the time they get here, it's a big house, and they say, this young fella got a big house. Is this guy ain't 70, ain't 60, yet he got a big building. But I ain't so. Anguillans have a way of getting things done. And Britain doesn't understand that, so they believe we have money, we are spoiled, and we need to pay more taxes, and all that stuff. And that's the view of the British people. Even those Anguillans who are in UK, Slough, believe that us here should pay more taxes because we're too free. But Anguillans have a way of doing things. They save and they build. Add on a room, add on one here. By the time you know it, we have a big house because we add on 3, 4, 5 rooms on a house that was once a 2-bedroom house, a 2-room house, you see. So we have a way of getting things done. We keep adding on until we have a massive structure. That is the Anguillan way of doing things, okay? So that's why Britain had that view of us too. Britain had that view of us too for sure. But Anguillans have a way of paying peace until they get what they want done. That is how it is here in our country, Anguilla. All right, so people are out there doing the thing right now in that realm. Okay, so right now, folks, I'm just about 10 minutes after the 9 o'clock hour. So Dr. Webster again. So I'm going to get across to him at some point, and that's at some point, and okay, and. So Hammer, being acting director does not make you a director. I don't care how much years you're there. Did you ask the staff if the staff is in favor of her being added as director? Me and Magdalene. My God, I hear you. My God, I'm hearing you right now. I don't know what the staff is saying about her being director. I don't know what her issues are. I don't know, but it would be sad for us to just dispose of her. What do you do with her for all these years, though? I mean, to my mind, cause that thing would reach the heavens, the high heavens. The smell of that would reach heaven. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what the staff, I have not engaged the staff on Magdalene, really, and how she acts as a leader. I have not done that, really. Rugby might know that more than me. But Rugby is for her being appointed too, so it can't be that bad. If it was that bad, Rugby would have gotten word. Rugby served on that board for years. Rugby would have known that too. So I don't recall Rugby here, Rugby saying anything bad about Magdalene. It means that she can't be that bad. I'm sure if she was that bad, the Rugby would have gotten word from long ago that she was a problem. So, but I don't know. I don't know her situation, her staff relations there at the office. But I do know that after all those years of serving, and being used as a sub, it would be, to my mind, ungrateful and painful to just discard her, eject her, and insert a new director in there. And I doubt I don't think she have much longer there too. She must be close to retirement age as well. So just allow her to just go out, really and truly. I think that's what we need to do, really. Really and truly. All right. So, and all right. So all right. Okay. So all right. Yeah. Father said, if you're going to cruise and act like big money, we're begging for school books and come back from children. Oh, Lord. I hear, well, and, okay. Okay, and so really and truly, so I don't know what's going to happen there, but really, so it's up to her and the team who's there, and if she gets the job, but I hope she gets a job. That's my hope. I would be sad to know that if they bring somebody in and just impose a new director over Maggie, and that'll be sad. But there's some person saying she shouldn't get a job. She should. Some people are saying she should refuse the job too. Don't take the appointment. Okay, if it comes her way. I don't know, because she served for a lot of years, right? But I believe she's close to retirement too. So, I mean, to go out on a higher scale too is also good for her too. So, if I will take it for her, if I was her, and just go out on a higher grade, and so that means your pension benefit, your package will look better too. Your retirement package will look better as well. You get a little bit more money as well. I believe that was the case as well. So I don't know, but it is not a good thing that has been happening there for all the years. And I hope that this now represents a renaissance, a watershed moment for the Angola Social Security Board. I hope this is a watershed moment now where things will change, turn around for the better, and we see a lot more sustainability, we see a lot more forward planning, a lot more vibrancy, a lot more ideas, visionary leadership as well at the helm of this organization. That's my hope for what's happening there right now. That's my hope and prayer for the Angola Social Security Board. All right. So, folks, so right now, folks, so people are some folks are hitting back about this cruising and all that stuff. Say that they work hard for their money. They go in the hotels. They work hard for their money, and they have a right to relax when the time comes. At least for a month, a week or two won't hurt you. And I think that everybody's entitled to vacation. Not because I don't take them. I think that it's important to have a little break for real. It's important to take a 2 weeks, even a week off really changes your mood. Eventually, I went to New York sometime last year and for a couple of days, and that was so cool to wake up in the morning on a Friday morning and walk around and nothing to do, no rushing to a newsroom, no rushing to a radio program, just being you and looking to see people around, see what's happening. You feel real, you feel free, you feel as if this is the life this is a life should be. Nothing, just moving around, milling around, having a coffee as usual, looking around at the people and the happenings in the land. You feel so relaxed, like a load. As if a load really lifted off your shoulders, really. So I kind of figured that's how life should be too. Every year you should take a time out, maybe a week or two, just to relax and just chill out, because you feel free, nothing to do, just move around and peep at things and see things from a different perspective too. Things you never saw in your life before you saw then, and had you very intrigued. You see, so that's how life should be, I believe, for all mankind. Because after all, life is short. You won't be here forever, and memories and experiences are very important to have while you're in the living, right? So I believe that's important, and it will cost you money to have those experiences. So while I understand what you're saying about how many Angolans on cruises, I still feel that it's important for us to have a little breather after all the stuff we're doing. A breather is important to have a breather. Yeah, I felt good in New York, and I felt good to see trains flying overhead. things that I never saw in my life, and the underground things rumbling too, and and the feeling all that stuff happening, and seeing people full speed up and down in New York, make you feel good. Yeah, you're right there. You're down in Times Square. You see the happenings, you feel good. So in your mind, you feel relaxed too, and that stuff recharge your battery, because you're here in Anguilla in this war zone, and and you're here dealing with Anguilla issues, but you're there. You have a chance to just put everything down and just chill out and look at the happenings and just be you. Walk up and down like a tourist, and then just chill out, and head out uptown with Eddie Kelly and those guys, and see different things, see how they're living, and enjoy some of that too, and just be cool, just to see what's happening. You feel like a big shot. You feel like a real big boy, because in those areas, the big boys hang out there, and you feel like a real big shot really in those areas too. You have limousine service and all that stuff, SUV. You live the real life. So it makes you feel good. It makes you feel real cool to be in those areas, and I believe that we as a people need to have some of that every now and then. Every now and then, you need to have some of that coming your way. It helps to rejuvenate you, helps to refresh your batteries. When you return here, you come back brand new in your mind. So I won't knock Anguilla for going on cruises. And those who wish to have breaks and experiences, once you can afford it, and it don't compromise on your bills and other things that you need to take care of the kids and stuff. And go ahead. If you can't afford it, don't try it. If you can't afford it, don't try it. But if you can afford it, I think you should try it out. Okay, so, but yeah, just to say that. But I would have seen that stuff for a few days, and just only a few days, and I was impressed by it highly. So I can only imagine persons on a cruise and having all that, the sights, the scenery, and the food and the music, the people out there. It must be even more exciting. To be on the out there on cruises, etc., enjoying persons. And if you go on a European cruise, some persons go on European cruises, go to Germany, all around the world, they too must be having a grand time as well. So that's we all right now. So guys, enough of that for right now. So I won't knock people too hard really for having a grand time. But yes, you're right, my brother, that the British government is watching that too, that we are on cruises, because they look at everything, hear everything as well. We are speaking now, and but they too go away. The governor herself, she here right now, yeah? She gone away. You think she gone just to walk only? She gone to Lyme too. The governor will go away too. She goes regularly away. When she goes away from Anguilla, Perrin Bradley acts as governor. She ain't going to just to do work. She done work. She Lyman, having a grand time as well. So every human being needs a break. So when they bring that argument to us about what we're doing here, about cruising, etc., they Lyme too. Britishers love a grand time. They come to Anguilla, they come here, and in fact, when they come to Anguilla, they're on a vacation. They come to a few little jobs here and there, and they eat lobsters and they drink the finest champagnes too. What they eat in Anguilla, they can't eat in England. What they drink here, they can't drink up there either. They drink the finest wines around here and champagnes. They can't do that. They cannot do that in England. They cannot afford that stuff in England. They can't afford lobster in England. They get lobsters and real fresh lobsters on the grill. They can't afford that stuff in England either. So they're here on a vacation as well. So they should understand the Anguillan situation. Persons need to have a little outlet to vent, to really break down the stress, because Anguilla is stressful. It is a very stressful place to be at on any given day. You have to be strong to be able to survive in Anguilla. All right. So I will say that. On that matter right now. Other than that, what's buzzing today out there? Well, while we're cruising in Blowing Point, there's a matter in Blowing Point. I'm looking at it, and just now I saw a message from someone who said that the former Minister of Infrastructure spoke about, someone sent me this a while ago here, about the issue in Blowing Point, the lands next to the Blowing Point Ferry Terminal. Now, those lands were secured some years ago under Mr. Love, Curtis Richardson, and those lands were given back under the former administration. For what reason, I don't know. And I'm on record as telling you, the people of Anguilla, if you go to the record, you'll find that I've been saying for a very long time, very consistently, that we need to ensure that we hold lands around the ports. Lands around the airport and the seaports in Anguilla should be secured by ASPA. We were foolhardy, a little foolish, to give back land in front of the port, the terminal and Blowing Point. Someone bought the land now, and they're not carrying out development there. And it is eyesore for ASPA. ASPA that land needs to be cleared. That building represents proposed development represents a security risk as well. Have it there. They had the lands on the other side, the restaurant is, they gave that away, the back too as well to the owners, along with money for loss of use, I heard. Now, again, I don't know what was in the mind of the former Minister of Infrastructure, the man in number 6. I don't know why he would have done that, because there must have been a reason why he would have done that. I don't understand it. So maybe one day we will hear exactly why he would have done that. I don't know why he did it, but they gave it back to the owners at the time after Mr. Love had secured the land by way of acquisition. Now today we have a problem, because I would have been informed reliably just this morning that that ASPA had been trying to secure that land. ASPA would have engaged the owners of the property now, who is now developing the property, and it appears to be, to me, from what I would have gathered today from persons who are very familiar with the situation, that the asking price for that property now has leaped up to a high figure. A high figure. It has leapt to a high figure now. From what I would have heard today, it could be anywhere in the region of $1 million. Okay. It could be anywhere in a $1 million region. I would have heard that today. Now that land now was given back. At the time, we already had it in our hand. We were already Angolan lands. We gave it back to the people, and some people sold theirs, not other people now, and and all this stuff. Now we have a dilemma. We have to now find a way to be able to secure the area, because what is now there represents a risk, a threat to port security, because you don't want to have a private property in the middle of a port development. The port operations needs to be secured, and all those buildings around there are a risk to the port. You can stay from in that building and attack someone from either way around there. So a port should be cleared from a lot of things, and there's a number of security issues with the port right now in Blind Point that needs to be addressed. One of the issues, that building that's going up there is one of those situations, and that is a need for them to be able to meet that owner halfway somewhere to satisfy what he's asking for, and to just stop the development and pay him, because that needs to be secured for the poor development in the future, if not now in the future. But I'm hearing that it could be as high as $1 million plus. I'm not sure, but that's what I would have gotten today from persons who are familiar with the situation. Also, apart from that, there's also a land component to apparently may have been attached to it as well, because you must understand that that land has increased now. He's in a port area. He would have bought his land. He's now undertaking development, so whatever he asked for now has to be paid. If he won 1.5 million, now you have to pay that money, because whatever it is in the next 10 years, to have it in the port portfolio of lands, of assets, is a lot more valuable than not to pay at all, because it will be an eyesore to you, it will be a security threat to the port forever, perpetuity if you don't pay for it now. And who knows, if you don't pay $1 million now, you might pay $2 million next year or so for that property. So I believe it's a sad situation. You have to bite the bullet, just bite the bullet and move along. But again, I would love to hear really what would have been the rationale by the former Minister of Infrastructure, really, and when they opted to return that land to owners. What was the line of thinking? It must have been something logical, though, in their minds, it must have been something logical in their minds. So it could not have been a flimsy story. It must have been some story, and Brother Vanya now. Brother Vanya, good evening to you, my brother. See, they had to give it back, the land back, because the AUF left the country broke. So how would you pay for it? But no, but it was done. It was unorganized, and the land was not bought. It was just on hold. But Brother Vanya, but you need the land. The land is a must. It's 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 a must. Really. But you know what? I would have inquired just today, and from civil servants really, who told me that they were threatened by politicians, and they call one guy name in particular. They call my old partner name, Mr. Hodge, really, who threatened them, really, who threatened people in that transaction there. I was told that just today by senior civil servants, that they were threatened really by the minister at the time of lands, really, about that situation. They were advising him not to give it back, over hearing, but I don't know what it is. But I believe, though, because I don't believe that The member from Roadside is not a foolish man, so it must be some rationale behind that story. It must be some important story as to why that was they opted to give it back to the owners. There'll be some story, but whatever it is, though, to my mind right now, in retrospect, in hindsight, it was an error in judgment, and it was error in judgment. And I believe that that we are paying the price for it right now. So what I heard today is that the owners now want over $1 million for that land and piece of land in the Valley area somewhere. So you have to give him land and that money for that property right now to stop that project from going on. So the more we wait in the wrong here and we try to procrastinate, it can cost us some more. So right now, I think Asper, Fritz Smith, and those guys at the Asper board, and also Sherman Williams and those guys, we have to bite it now, bite the bullet now, and shut your eyes and write a check, because it's going to cost a lot more money, I believe, in the years to come if we don't act now on that situation. But it's very sad, though. But the matter for me, though, is as why we would have had it in our hands. Mr. Love secured it, and we gave it back. Why did we do that? Why did we do that? What was the problem? Why we felt so compelled to give it back? And the Minister of Lands at the time would have been Ken Hodge. So maybe Ken Hodge can give me a rationale as to why that was the case, because I was told that some very senior officials advised Ken Hodge and his team about that too, and Ken Hodge was literally threatening those persons. That's what I was told today. I don't know, but I was told that today by those persons, right? So I was told he was very belligerent. He was really belligerent, really very strong in his insistence that this had to be done. So, but it would have been a project for the minister, really, of infrastructure as well. So, okay, and so I believe that's the matter right there. So at some point, I want to hear from the minister for the member for Roadside at some point as to the reason why that was given back. I think it's important for us to discuss that at some point as to why it was given back. I think that's where the matter turns right now, because I can't understand. And again, I don't think he's a foolish man at all. And so there must have been some compelling reason why he thought it best at the time to return that land to the owners. I believe at the time. So, but it's turned out to be a nightmare, because the guy now wants a lot of money, and it's a lot of money he wants now, $1 million plus, and plus the land, and I sense a sense of hesitancy, procrastination on the part of Asper and the team. But my advice to you tonight, right here in the program, is to bite the bullet. You have no choice. You have no choice. Otherwise, that property, if built some more, and he go up on the roof some more, and that building there, you're going to pay more money. So nip it now while you can. Nip it now while you can. And it was my good friend Roland Webster, how much a marketer told me 10 years ago, quit while you can. So right now you're in front, I believe, still, because he's still in the construction phase of things in the footing area. We can now, it's best you pay him now and to get past additional expenses in the future. I think that's my advice to you tonight on this program here. Move while you can. I think you're ahead still. So quit now while you can, and bite that bullet and bite it, and just shut your eyes and write a check. Shut your eyes and write a check. Yeah, shut your eyes and cut a check, and get that land for the guy in the valley to let him go, because you cannot have that development in the center of the port. It represents a security risk, and here in a big way. You cannot have that in the port environs. It's wrong, and you have to stop that quickly. It's a dangerous situation you're allowing to happen there within the port environs. Okay, so that's my take on that one tonight here for you tonight here on Class FM 92.9. Okay, so folks, right now we are just about 29 minutes down after 9. I'm gonna have a few more minutes with you on this program, and then I'm gonna ease out of here, and we're gonna, yep. So, but yeah, the price is a serious thing. I mean, the guy, I can't blame him if he wants $1 million right now. You want $1 million? You have to give him that money. That he deserves it now, because he would have bought the land and he set out to develop the property as well. And the potential earnings from that property can be enormous for him. So I think $1 million, to my mind, is a small fee to pay. And I was speaking today to one of my partners, Harold Rowan, as well. And about the situation this afternoon here, about the money in terms of the costing, really, and people who understand how things work, really, and based on the future benefits he can be derived from that. There's a school of thought that that the brother, he might be right to ask for $1 million US plus land in the valley somewhere. Okay, because you're moving him from a prime spot, to take him out of there. He's in a prime location to do business, and he bought the land legally. He was a legal purchaser of that land. You cannot make him any worse off. Okay, and the land have high value right now because the port is there, and you wanted to ensure port security and future expansion of the port facility down there as well. So you have to buy that right now. Sherman Williams, a partner, my partner, Sherman Williams, and also Fred Smith and the team. Here you have to cut a check. Yeah, cut a check. Shut your eyes and cut a check. Shut your eyes and cut that check, and call in the partner and tell him, you hold this. And also find some land for him somewhere around the valley area and give him some airline land as well. And make that problem just go away, disappear, like magic. Disappear and cut the check and give the guy the land and make that problem just disappear like that. It need to go away as soon as possible, and you need to ensure that there are no other encumbrances and other obstacles around the port that will jeopardize safety of the port. You also allowed a restaurant on the other side there too. That too was land that was also at one time in the hands of government under Mr. Love. That too was given back to that family as well. All that land should have been taken in from day one. Lands around a port is very serious. You cannot have port security jeopardized, and those infrastructures around there are hazards to the port. They are dangerous to the port development, and you need to control lands around the port in a very big way, right? So, and be it airports, seaports, you must have all the lands around the port. You should try to own as much as you can around ports for security and for future expansion of the ports as well. That is how it should be. That is how it should be here in our land. Okay, so right now, folks, and 28 now before the 10 o'clock hour. That is our time here this evening. That is our time here on Class FM 92.9 here in the evening time. And what else is buzzing? What else is buzzing today out there for us in terms of the happenings across the world right now in Anguilla? What are among the other big topics that we are hearing out there, buzzing right now across the land? Yep, I'm hearing you about the port, and the port land is a very serious one, a very serious matter. I mean, I say it's a very serious matter. It's not a joking matter at all. And while I say cut a check with your eyes shut, it may seem jokey to you, and planning has control more than no. Planning cannot stop him. Planning department. I asked a question too today. The planning asks, how can you stop a man who have a land? There's no way to stop him from planning. Can't stop. He can sue planning. You can't stop him. He is doing a development. Okay, he bought land legally. You can't block him from developing a property at the port area. It can't happen. Not like that. Not like that. It don't work so. So he have a plan that's approved by planning. He have approval from building board as well to build a building there. He have all those things in place already. You cannot stop him because you might have an idea for the port development down the road. No, sir. The court will wipe you out if you try to interfere with that man human rights. It doesn't work that way at all. The right thing would have been when they had the land to hold the land back then. I don't know why they give it back, but they give it back for some reason back in the day. They would have done that. So folks, so right now, folks, I'm going to open that phone line here, the phone line 73791 line for a few minutes, and that's the plan right now. A few minutes of the open. I'm going to open that line up for you a bit. You can join me at any time during the conversation. Phone line 73791 number, and I'll use that tonight. That number tonight. I have some issues with this port on this my cell phone here. Not really, but planning cannot stop them. I asked that question too, and the man that is said, when I asked the question today about Mr. Minister back then of lands, and they said he was very determined that we have to get this thing done, even though he advised him at the time not to give it back. He was threatening, and they said even some person's job was threatened. I heard that too. So he had to defend that. But I was told that today by persons who said that some people's jobs were threatened about that situation when they advised him not to return the lands to those people in Blowing Point. You see, the owners of the land in Blowing Point. All right, so folks, we're here now, and we're here just about 25 now before the 10 o'clock hour. That is our time here this evening. So again, if you wish to join me on this conversation tonight here, 497-37901, you can do that anytime you feel. Please feel free, and to engage me on this matter. Again, I've been following the happenings in a very big way, and I'm somewhat concerned about the happenings, really and truly, really about those developments down there. But again, I believe that the price he's asking is a fair price. It's fair now because he would have bought the land and he didn't buy the thing for pennies. He bought it for good money and he's not developing it as well. So the future earnings of the land, because the land is valuable. What I can earn from my land, having the land, I mean, in 10, 15 years is more than $1 million, a lot more money. So that land has have values high sky. So I would just bite it now and shut my eyes and write a check for $1 million and just give him that money, because I think that is in the long run. The people of Anguilla itself as a country, the port aspect itself in the next 20 years will benefit tremendously from having that land in their portfolio. It will be an asset for them to have. But again, it will come at a price, a cost, and we'll have to remember the reason why we paid all that money, because we made an error, somehow earned judgment along the way earlier on, really, because it was already in our hand. Mr. Love, in his wisdom, would have secured that land. All that land there was, Mr. Love did the one big swoop. It was held down, secured. Really, I'm not sure if he paid all the money for it, but we should have found a way to pay the money for whatever was owed on it, really. But we should have held on to it with both hands. But again, that's how life goes, though. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and it was a gamble, I'm sure. And we don't have all the answers every time. But it must have been a compelling issue, reason why they felt they should have given it back. Because at the time, the Minister of Infrastructure, as I said before, is not a foolish man, and I believe that Ken Hodge himself is not a fool either. So it must have been something that they was aware of, I was told about. Really, I was not too happy with, too comfortable with at all. That led to the decision to return the land to the owners of the day back then. Okay, back then. Anyhow, so guys, right now we are now at 24 now before the 10 o'clock hour. That is our time here this evening on Class FM Radio 92.9. That's our time here now tonight, and that's where we are right now. So again, so those on WhatsApp, I can't tonight. I have an issue with this port, and this device is not allowing me to connect to the board, so I have to get that checked out. And once I get through with that, I'm going to work on that sometime over the weekend and make sure I can get you back online via the WhatsApp phone. I think that's also important. That is also very, very important, and you can't acquire that land like that right now. That land got high value, and to acquire that land just like that right now, you're gonna have to pay that land. You could acquire, you have to pay the man for his land, what he wants for his land. That land got value. He got a building there, construction going on there right now. It got high value there. So either way, when they assess that property, it might be more than $1 million too, it might be more than $1 million too. So, okay, so it might be more than $1 million too. That is what it might be as well. Okay, so folks, we're here, and we're here now at so someone says that the AF had no money near the end of their term. Someone said to me, you couldn't pay for land, you don't have no money. You had to find a way. You had to find a way. That land was too valuable to send back in. We already had a plan for poor development, Remember, under the APM administration, there was a plan for poor development. And if you were thinking about the future of the land of that area, you would be well aware and be well concerned that with ports, land is never enough. There's always the issue with land development. Poor development needs land. You need to always have land. Around ports. I've been preaching it for a very long time. Even at the airport here, all the lands outside of the airport flight deck up to Napa area all around there should be in the hands of ASPA. That is all for the future of the port development, you see. So I know that. So so say we don't have enough money to buy lands, to say the fronting had the money, so we couldn't buy the land. I don't know if that's enough of an argument to put forward enough here on this one, because we already had it in our hands, and we could have paid them, made arrangements to pay them somehow. We had to find a way to pay them. We had a future. That land should not have gone back to them people. Either, don't matter what you say tonight to me, we should hold on to that land. We should have hold on to that land somehow. All right, so folks, and we are here now at 20 minutes now before 10. That is our time. That is our time here tonight, here on Class FM 92.9 in the evening time. Other than that now, folks, and what else is buzzing across the land tonight? Well, recently this is not a sexist story, but one that's very important as well. A very important story here for us tonight is our youngsters at the high school here in Anguilla. And their recent achievements, their accomplishments in CXC exams, CSEC and CCSLC, and I want to single out the business department on the teacher Arlette Gums and her team, Matty and the entire team there at that department. The business unit would have done well, very well, very well. Others would have done well too, but the business unit did exceptionally well. And I want to commend, I want to laud, Marissa Ray, Matty, and also Arlette and all those persons who are on board that team there. For a job well done. We are very proud of the job you'd have done there. Those ones and twos, they all roll in a big way. They perform very well. And it has to do with instructional teaching, the way how they delivered lessons as well. And I want to commend them for a great job. They would have done a great job, really and truly. And we have to commend our people when they do great things. And that they would have delivered lessons that made it appealing to youngsters who went to the exam room and passed those subjects with ones and in a big way. Some of the highest passes, some of the best passes around the region. We received them here in Anguilla. And I want to thank Arlette Gums and the team, those persons headed there by Arlette Gums and the business unit of the Abina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School. Okay, that's where we are right now in that regard. So I want to thank them big time for the job they would have done. And all the other teachers too, students, teachers, and other areas and subjects too who did very well. Anguilla did very well this time around. And I really want to thank our teachers and the education department and all stakeholders for a job well done. The future of Anguilla, it really is the kids of Anguilla, and the more they do, the better they perform, the better it will be for our country, Anguilla. They're the ones coming up, and they will have to lead, and they require education. They need education to move forward here in our country, Anguilla. Anguilla needs the youngsters and the young brains, and we have them, and they're coming through in a very big way for us right now. So I want to commend the Abina Lake Hodge Community School and the principal and staff there, all the teachers who would have helped us to get to this point. I want to thank you for an outstanding job. Anguilla did very well. We had some high passes, really and truly, and I want to commend all those who worked together done. Thank you so much for doing just that. Okay. Okay, all right. Okay, so folks, we are here, and we are here with you guys, and Class FM 92.9. So my good partner, I'm seeing she's online tonight, and school is reopening. Hammer, still food program can be done at Abina Lake Hodge Community School. The cafeteria is still not set up. Yeah, so what's up with the cafeteria though? It's still not set up. I mean, I know that school has been a problem. Issues of mold, I heard about that. Issues of not being finished, and lots of issues of there being some construction issues too, plaguing that school for a very long time. I think that you need a CEO to meet with the new CEO, of the school, Tristan Hamilton, to see what's happening there. Now, also, folks, I want to place on record tonight here, James Fleming, who is the uncle of this new CEO, Tristan Hamilton. He called me to say to me yesterday that to express his pride and how proud he is of his niece, Tristan Hamilton. She's the CEO, and he mentioned to me that he will be in at some point to law to celebrate her, but he mentioned that she's a Fleming, really and truly, and that's the pedigree of the Flemings, his family, his brother's child, daughter, and he said that's how they roll, and he's very proud of her education, he's proud of her success, and he cried. James Fleming cried yesterday when he called me to speak about his niece, and he felt he became overwhelmed by pride, and he referenced his mother and the old days of his father, and all that stuff, and he went down the lane for me how the family came about and how they grew up around here, and he was very proud, really. And he also said her father was a bright guy going to school as well. He said the father had to leave school and to take care of them. They were younger kids, and he said the father was a very educated man growing up as well. So I heard all of that stuff yesterday from James Fleming. So to Tristan Hamilton, CEO of Education, I want to say good evening to you, and please accept my the greetings from your uncle James Fleming in the White Ground, who said that he's very proud of his niece for sure, and he wish you all the best going forward. Congrats to you, Tristan Hamilton, the new CEO of Education in Anguilla, from James Fleming of the White Ground, your dear uncle. All right, so just to let you know that. So so now back to the school now, the issues that are plaguing campus Q in the quarter. There are a mother load of issues a mother of issues that are impacting Campus Q in the quarter. A lot of issues out there. They are unfolding, and there are so many issues. Issues of leaks and mold and unfinished sections. The cafeteria area is not up and going as well. You're saying that is an area, that's an issue that we are looking at as well. You're saying as well, and that falls to the education folks who are here in Anguilla. They have to look at that as well. So, but I do know that they were working on many things at once, and I recall speaking to Shirley Rogers Webster recently, who mentioned that there's a lot of work going on at the school, trying to bring it up to standard. But she would have blamed poor construction on some of the areas that did some poor work up there. For some reason, whenever you're doing these jobs, you have and there's no person to ensure quality construction. You have persons who are there doing what they want, and those leaks that are there are really and truly testimony to that as well. Leak scan done, mold in the areas, this ain't finished, that ain't finished, all these things that need to be done. So they have to do tenders now, put out tenders to get people to finish those areas. And I'm sure from what I heard the last time I spoke to Shirley Rogers Webster, is that that's what was happening. They were putting tenders out to putting out tenders, bids, document bids for persons to tender on, so they can, have persons to come in and complete the work that needs to be, to be carried out there at the Campus Q in the quarter. So I'm aware of this cafeteria not being operational. I'm aware of the mold situation too that is there. They have lots of leaks around the place as well. These are all things that need to be remedied as you go along, but it won't happen. Items and all still in plastics, and what will happen to those? I guess it'll wash them somehow, but they're all there. But you have a lot of problems there for sure at Campus Q. A model of issues, and I won't hide away from that. And they've been there for a long time for sure. But I was told the last time when the minister was here that a number of tender documents went out for bids for persons to have to do work in that area. So I'm not sure where they are with that right now. If the tenders went through, if they fail, I'm not sure. But when the minister returned to Anguilla, I'll be keen to ask her about where we are in terms of those bids, those tender documents that went out for work to be done at Campus Q. But I do know that it's a lot of issues, and the minister is also aware of the situation that's unfolding there. Issues of mold is a big one. Mold is a real big one. Classrooms that are not ready, massive spaces are just there, and leaks for sure. Leaks are a big part of the problem. Their Campus Q, all right? So somehow when you do have big projects, you must have project management people to see what you're doing. But on those big jobs, when you're left up to yourself, you're hurrying along, your men are working, and they do things, and the leaks are there, they're being paid, they would have gotten their money, but you are left with a lot of problems, and you have to go back now and fix these problems, really, as the owner of the property. And government, in this case, owns that school, and they have to fix all that stuff all over again. Leaks and a cafeteria that needs all sorts of things done to it, I heard, and it's not ready, it's not fit for purpose, needs to be sorted out quickly, and but there's some tenders that are before procurement, and that will come in at some point, and they're going to work on that. I was told some time ago. Okay, so long overdue from last term, need a fix. I hear you. I agree with you. Overdue needs a fix. I agree with you, caller, and who's on WhatsApp messaging me right now. I agree with you on that. It's overdue and needs to be sorted out as soon as possible. I agree. I can't say that you're wrong. You are dead right. You're dead right. But the issue we have in Anguilla, for some reason, procurement, and again, I don't want to knock the system too hard, but man, procurement has been, for years, they've been having the issues with that procurement. I've heard minister after minister complain about procurement. They've been crying out for years about the situation, and no one can fix it. But they can fix it. They can do amendments to the procurement legislation that makes it easier to get things done. But they keep on crying about procurement, but nobody seems to be grabbing the bull by the horns to fix the problems. So maybe they like it so. I don't know. But I've heard the cries from so many people over the years. I've heard even now when Matthew Rogers returned, Matthew cried about procurement. Mr. Love cried about it. I listened to all the guys. The man in 6 cried about it too. I mean, everybody cried about procurement. But when it come down to it, they need to fix it. I don't know why they're dragging their feet on that, because you can make it easier, much more nimble, but right now you have to go through a long process, and if it fails, you have to go back again, start all over again, and come back up to the system. So I believe that's where they are. But anyhow, the minister will give me an update at some point about that. Knowing her, she's out of state right now, and she is out of state right now, I believe, but I'm sure she will hear about this, and no doubt I'll have an update from her before the night is out, because that's how she operates. I'll have an update from her before the night is out as to what's happening at Campus Q, the quarter, cafeteria, also the leaks and the mold that's up there in that area as well. Okay, so right now, folks, we're 10 now before the 10 o'clock hour. That's where we are right now here in the land, here on this lovely evening, Class FM in the evening time. Other than that, today I had a very interesting day. Today, the issues of also of lawsuits came up today again in a big way. Lawsuits are flying left, right, and center. I would have told you that that you know, the issue of Brother Vanya, my good partner Vanya, and I like Vanya, I'm a partner, and really truly Vanya, I grew up around Vanya, those guys. I grew up around Vanya. I'll tell you the truth, from back in the day. Vanya was one of the men of the day as a boy coming up, who gave me a chance along, really and truly. You know, we used to be around a little station called ZJF, a little small transistor station, and I would have been the baby around the guys, the baby around Vanya and King Melon, those guys in those days, man, the baby brother and little baby boy. And Vanya was a man who always gave me a chance to be able to hone my skill. So I have great respect for Vanya. I like the brother, really, but he's in a bad spot right now for sure, and he's in a bad situation right now for sure. And this morning I told you what he's saying in terms of the arguments he's putting forward, but I want him today on the phone to be careful with that, because I learned today, after I asked for my advice today, that Tara Carter is free to practice law, even though she's a Speaker of the House. She have a license. She's certified to practice law in Anguilla, and nothing can stop that from happening. She is certified to be a lawyer, so she can practice anytime she wishes to practice law. She can get up and engage in law. Okay, she can do law anytime she's a license to do that. So I was told that by another lawyer today that there's nothing that really prohibits her from exercising her, you know, her right as a lawyer, her trade, to really, because that's what she is, a lawyer. I heard that for sure, and I know that, you know, and I was checking back to today too, even to this afternoon here. I was checking to see some of the cases she's on as well. There's a lawsuit against that is running in the background for a long time now between the former Premier Dr. Webster and Sutcliffe Cliffy. And that's true to her as well, you see. So so she would have been on the go for a while now. She's been attacked. She's been lawyering up for people for a while now. So that's what she does. She's a lawyer, and because the argument is that she's a Speaker of the House, she cannot do law. But again, based on the information I received, you know, I would have asked questions today of lawyers, and I was told no, she is clear to practice law in Anguilla. I was told that just today. All right, so so we'll see where that goes. Right now, I hope that Brother Vanya at some point will get past that situation, but it's a very ticklish one for him. And again, it goes back to the sayings and what we're doing. We can do these things, commentaries, you know, radio programs, WhatsApp programs, podcasts, and all these things. But when we speak on these programs, we must ensure that we are factual. When we deliberate on the issues of the land, we must ensure we have the information correct as well. We must ensure that we have it correct. If it's not correct, totally must be close enough to be correct. We must ensure that we have that to be right, and we cannot allow persons, we cannot expose ourselves to litigation, because in today's world, here in Anguilla and around the world, is a highly litigious world. We are people looking just for simple things that you do or say, slip up on to sue you. In Anguilla, we have become a nation like that too. Things you're saying now can be sued for quickly and by persons, and when they attack you, you know, you have to pay costs, and you have to pay costs and legal fees. Even when you apologize, you have to pay big money to lawyers to get clear from that stuff. Right? So my hope is that Vanya will get past that, and I hope you don't try to fight too hard on this matter, because I mean, on this matter, I hope you have legal advice really on this one too, and I hope he can get past, and don't allow it to go any further than it needs to go, and to be cleared from the situation, because it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Because I've seen some of the persons in Anguilla who have been stressed out and and strained to the max, and lives are in shambles because of the lawsuits. I've seen persons writing on the courts with Thomas Kelly, Eddie Kelly, for things that they would have done and posted around the place about other people. It's not a good thing. It's a very ugly picture that comes back from those things, and one of pain as well. And the people who are going through these things are people you know every day, and you can't help but feeling bad for them. It's so sad for them to see what they're going through. But again, in today's Anguilla, you cannot say what you feel like saying. I mean, not even today, but even before now. This morning, I told you this morning earlier that that I too would have been a part of these lawsuits for many years. I have a box of letters around here from persons. The box is a big box now. I now have it in a garbage bag. I put it in a garbage bag now because letters. I have a box of water, box of letters from those 1.5 bottles of water, full of letters from people trying to sue me for years. From back in 2006, I've been fired upon by many people, and I have a box of letters behind there, really and truly. I now place them in a garbage sack too, to preserve them, just to go to them, see this was a time and this person tried to go after me, and every time I was lucky to dodge the bullet, really, every single time, except one time when they had Hubert Hughes on the hook for a meeting in George Hilbert Tire Shop, and I was caught up in that because we broadcasted the meeting, we covered the meeting, and there was no way I could have escaped that one, but angel came down from heaven, really, and somehow they allowed me to get away from that hook, and I was cleared from it. But they really would have they swinged my partner Hubert. He paid a couple $1,000s well. I think I'm $90,000 or $70,000 he would have paid, or $70,000 somebody he paid for that statement. I think it was back in the day. It was a big one, but it was a serious stuff that came down. So that was the closest I would have gotten to a situation like that. So ever since then, I've been very cautious, even more cautious as to what I say and how who I allow into the platform to make comment statements. You must be very clear on that. And if oftentimes you laugh when I tell the guys, hey, stop, don't go there, stop. I say no, and you laugh to hear me saying those things, but it's for a reason, because I understand the nature of the business, the game of the beasts I'm working with, and I know where libel and slander is. And you can use your mouth to say things. And you can say it's alleged all you want in a court. That doesn't hold water. Once you slander somebody, the alleged thing don't work. They ain't gonna work for you at all. And you can say something too in a court without calling my name. And once I have sufficient reason to believe that people know that it's me talking about, I can sue you right away. I will sue you for that. You don't have to call my name, I can, if I hear you talking about me on a matter, and the matter has the libel and you make an error, and people in your listeners believe that's how you're referring to, I can sue you. Yep. Once I have cause to believe that it's me you're referring to, I can sue you for that too, and build a case against you in the court. So these are all maneuvers that they're using in law now, and you must be very careful about those maneuvers. And it all comes down to how you string sentences together, words. You speak words, you must be crafty with the words, and it comes up to that point now where you just can't say what you want, because especially if you're going into big topics where that requires technical areas that requires you to be careful. You can't just use words loosely, because you can use a word and something there that lands you in hot water. You must be careful with how you string it together to avoid those situations, you see. So so you're going to find more persons coming down with that, because you're going to write online and say certain things. For example, if I say that use a this and that and go on to explain a situation, and a situation here in Anguilla, really and truly, that can tie you into my conversation and into that story. And there are persons, listeners, who believe that is me referring to, you are referring to. I can be sued for that and taken to court, and they can challenge me in the court. They can carry me through a process and to see, and based on the arguments that they put forward, good lawyers can get you in on that and get you sued. You see, so it's a dangerous world. But it was dangerous for a long time. It's getting worse now though, because in the past, media houses, WhatsApp people, and Facebook people were not really the targets. But now, for sure, the medium that you would have said those things on or posted on is also a problem. They can hit you on that as well. They can sue you from radio, newspapers, WhatsApps, Twitter, Instagram. You can be sued from anywhere right now. So no one is protected in this new environment, and it's not so new, because these things were happening since the 90s and 2000s. But we have become much more aware of it now, and the people are much more conscious of these things, and they're now protecting their rights. So if they can't protect their rights, if you try to damage a fellow now, he's not going to argue or fight with you. He's going to get a lawyer for you. And he can sue you. In the case of Brigadon and Brigg and those guys, his name was called before years ago, and Brigg won a case against government before. He was awarded money before, and now again his name is called again by these guys, and he now is making no joke about his name. And so if you think he's a bad guy, whatever you think about him, you have to prove it. If you think he's a real bad guy, you have to prove that. You have to prove he's a bad guy. You can't just say he's a bad man without bringing the proof. You must bring proof to prove that he's a real bad man. If you can't do that, you have to pay. You have to pay for your mouth. And that's the case with many people around here in Anguilla. There are many people we see in Anguilla. We see them. That guy's a terrible guy. He's no good. He's nasty. But you can't prove he's nasty. You have to prove he's nasty by way of the court. If you can't prove he's dirty and he's worthless, you cannot bring it in. And that is what I'm aware of. And there was a time in the station here when some of my talk show guys were talking about some matter. Off air, I said, "Can you prove that this person did what so?" No. Do you know what the person went in that area for? No. Then how you arrive at this point that he is corrupt? You cannot say he's corrupt because you don't know what happened behind that closed door. You don't say it. You cannot prove it. Don't say it because you don't know what transpired behind that door. So laws like that. I mean, I learned to be a bush lawyer because I'm a bush lawyer, and I survived this long because I'm a lawyer. I'm a bush lawyer. I understand law, litigation, libel, slander to a great extent. I can tell. When you're in a gray area, a dark area, a clear area, when you're in sticky, when you're in hot water, I can tell when you're going wrong because it's the nature of the beast here. For me to survive in this business, I have to understand what is libel, what is slander. I must understand it from a high degree. What is libel, what is slander? Otherwise, you won't survive. You won't survive. So and I must understand how we get there too, and how can you get there, and who can get you there. And there are some persons that you have on air with you. Sometimes you hear them, you cringe because you're fearful that this might happen because you can hear how they're going, and the persons who are there are not aware of all of these things. They just want us to say their piece, but they're not aware of the technical issues involved with speech and legalese, the legal matters. But it's a very complex world now, and lawyers, we have them everywhere, so they're just waiting to get a little job for sure. So once you step up, we got you, and we go to court, and you have to pay for damages because you damaged somebody. You damaged somebody really here. That's what it is for sure. All right, so folks, and okay, all right, okay, yes sir. It was Tara Carter, really, the lawyer in that Hubert Hughes matter, really. And for some reason, I got off from her. And so maybe I have to thank her, I don't know, but I got off, really. She had sued Hubert Hughes successfully. And they had sued Hubert Hughes in those days, really. When he said something about love or something with rocks back in the day. I recall that matter, you remember? So I recall that being the case back then. So I had gotten away with that one. So maybe it was Tara and the team who got me off. I don't know, but man, they had me. I was on the wire. I was on the wire, for that statement made by Hubert Hughes too. So I will never forget that one. That was one of the closest things I came to in terms of a lawsuit. I mean, I was threatened before, I checked out before, I escaped every single time. But that was the closest thing I came to. I was this close, and. I was this close. I was this close to being brought in guilty. But for some reason, the high heavens and I believe Tara Carter and the folks who were there somehow let me off. But the regular thing to do right now is to sue station, sue newspaper, sue everybody, and that's what you throw a white net and sue everybody. And that's what they're doing now. So very, very serious stuff is happening. So folks, right now, we're just about 3 minutes after 10. That is our time. I'm going to end it here with you this evening. I'm about to end it here for you here this evening, right here on Class FM 92.9. Issue of mold is a big issue still in our country, Anguilla. I do know that, another issue that's coming up really and truly, and the issue of mold is a big issue that's right now coming up here in Anguilla. And I want to tell you right now that we have mold everywhere around the place. Government recently had to rent additional spaces. The 5 Mall building, up there they have Radio Anguilla, and other education department is also there too. They need space. We know that. The NBA building is up there. I'm not sure. They have a big space up there at the top of that building too. That building will be owned by government eventually, I'm sure. They proposed, they're planning to build a administration buildings in the existing spot down there too sometime very soon. That's also before procurement, but mall is right there. So the question is though, why do we have mall in new buildings? That building there by NBA Bank in the Valley, the old bank, is a new building. So why are we getting mall? The experts are out there. So let's hear from the experts right now on WhatsApp or phone line. Where is mall coming from? I mean, you build these buildings, they're brand new buildings, and what causes mall? Is it air conditioned because you have to clean them up so often? I try to do it every 2 months, clean them up around here. So what does it do? What drives mold though in new buildings? You have new buildings that were built recently and they have mold in them. What's driving the mold situation? What causes mold to grow? So I have to Google that to see what causes that to happen. But there's a lot of mold infestation across government buildings around here. Mold is everywhere. You have mold at a school, mold everywhere, and mold everywhere is happening. So what causes mold to really and truly grow around here? New brand buildings have mold on them too. So what's causing that to happen? What's causing that to happen now? So I don't know. Really, so they're renting again from the 5 Mall building, which is okay. You have to get it done because you need space for Radio Anguilla, and then you need space for education department. You can't have them in a more infested area, for sure. You need additional space for expansion too. So you have to get spaces in the valley area, for sure. So at what point will we get on track now, cracking with the government administration building? Because renting is a serious thing, and while it is important for us to provide little jobs for people in the community as well who have buildings in the valley area to rent, nothing wrong with that. We also are aware that government need to have a building that is fit for purpose, fit for government administration purposes, one that is massive, one that's futuristic as well. But will that have mold too? I don't know, because is it the sheetrock walls that you're using? Because these are block walls, and I don't have no mold issue, block walls. Is it sheetrock causing the problems? You plaster walls and you put them there. I don't see no mold on these walls. How do you get mold in a new building? I don't know. And, is it the sheetrock? Is it the drop ceiling? Is it whatever you use in the pattern on the walls? Something drives the mold situation, and that needs to be addressed, because the NBA building is a new building. And already there's complaints of mold up there. People up there in the morning spraying the place all in the morning for mold. So that tells me that that mold thing is growing somehow in the wall somewhere. So what's causing that thing to grow? And what's causing it to grow? Is it water? Is it moisture? Is it the air conditioning units? What's causing it to happen? I don't know. Something is causing the mold to grow around here, for sure. All right. So, and it is wreaking havoc. It is infesting. It is impacting the buildings left, right, and center. And government has been impacted by that in a large part. Really, customs is no longer there in that building down there. Radio Anguilla is out of there too, and the list goes on. And all sorts of buildings around here have mold issues. Even I'm hearing even some of the hospital buildings across the street that they have mold as well. So what's causing mold okay, so the AC it is okay. AC is a problem. Okay, all right. So how do you treat mold though? How do you treat mold? How do you treat a mold situation? How do you treat mold when it comes up, or how do you handle it? And when you find out, how do you take care of it? How do you clean mold from the buildings? Because I mean, to my mind, you have to run from a building every time for mold doesn't make sense. There must be some way of cleaning out the mold. Is there a chemical you can use to clean the mold out? How do you go about getting the place sanitized, sterilized? What do you do to deal with mold situations? Is there heat treatment you can use to kill the mold? I don't know. I'm asking questions because to my mind, ever so often you have to run from a building because of mold. You have to run here, run there, up and down running because of mold situations. So how do you fight that when it occurs? You have to fight it because, I mean, at some point there won't be any places for you to run, to relocate offices to running away from mold. You have to fight the mold situation at some point head on. All right? So anyhow, so folks, that's where we are with that there. Other than that, folks, we're getting ready for the airport expansion. And I'll tell you something. I'm looking at something, another area looking at this one here, and it's on my mind every day. And not because they're clients of mine here on Class FM, but Primex Construction, their asphalt plant is up and running. And at some point, they're going to need asphalt for the airport development. And I'm looking at with interest at what's happening here, and in fact with the asphalt. And I know that those who want the contract have a plant as well. I'm hoping to God that that the administration, the government of Anguilla, don't allow those people to supply all their own asphalt. I'm hoping that Primex will have a chance to get some asphalt in there too. We need to ensure that our Anguillan youngsters who are trying, that they have a little stake in a piece of the pie. We can't allow them to take all from them. And that's on my mind all the time, because I was checking some things out just over the weekend, and I recognized that it's a plant that's brand new here in Anguilla, and I would have heard that these guys would have won the contract for the airport expansion. I heard that too, and their plant is here. And if there's no clauses in there that will allow them, force them to use and help these youngsters to sell some asphalt, they won't allow it. They're going to do their own thing. So I believe that like Tortola, like St. Martin, like other places, Puerto Rico, those countries, once you're in my land, you have to give me a little eat. You must give me a little break, okay? And I'm not saying give them all the asphalt work, but we have to ensure that Primex, my people, those guys got a little thing too. Share the bread, We have to find a way to share that bread. We can't allow those persons out there to just walk away with all the work. It's a lot of asphalt being done in Anguilla. They have spent their money to upgrade the plant, and they would have done that really and truly in a very big way. It's now operational. I'll be live from the plant. I'm going to be live from there very soon, next week sometime, from Primex plant to see it in operation. And I really believe that they are young Anguillians, and we need to ensure that we don't disenfranchise them. We need to ensure we have the Chinese, we have the Arabs who are doing big things. I was at Tumac Plaza Saturday morning early. Did a live from there for the other parts. So by the way, stop by, get your parts from Oliver. And after the live, I was told by Oliver that he's moving out from the building, and I asked him why. And he told me that that is so for sale of being sold. And when I find out from him who was buying the building, it was no Anguillan. It was not an Anguillan who buying that Tumac Plaza. It's a brother who came in here. He's one of us basically now for sure, also one of my clients too, but he's not really Anguillan, and they're able to buy these big buildings you see around here. So when I heard that though, because Oliver's a very ambitious man, and I felt so sad when I heard that he had to get out of that building, get rid of it. And when I heard who's going to buy it now, I said, Lord, I left that. I was going to a funeral, and I left that broadcast feeling broken a bit. I felt so broken. I sat there in the church, and I was broken for a while, thinking about what he told me about that, right? So I'm saying that we need to ensure that we support our local people. Youngsters who are trying, and the guys at Primex, they're trying harder, and you have to support them really and truly. So Governor of Anguilla, we are getting ready to do the airport, and I want to tell you that that I know the people have their plant. New plant is ready to be fired up, but we have to make sure that they use locals as well. And we have a local plant that is here, and they must be able to supply some asphalt to that airport runway expansion. We can't allow it to go overseas altogether. We have to ensure that we take care of our locals too, because those local guys, those youngsters, whatever they're doing right now, they are into the economy of Anguilla. They are sponsoring, they are helping, they are supporting, they are putting their money into education, they're putting their money into the youngsters in Anguilla. They are my clients here too. Primex are my clients here on Class FM as well, and I'll tell you that they're into the society, those people will not be like those people, like all people here. So we have to ensure that we just survive as we move along. We have to ensure that local enterprise owners thrive, not survive only, but thrive as well. More than survive, they have to thrive as well. And my hope is that as we move forward, that Primex Asphalt Concrete, Primex will be asphalt company will be a consideration going forward as well. That's my hope, because I just noted that they have this yes, and that they have this thing coming up, and I know how people work around here. They tend to do their own thing, and we tend to be naive sometimes, and allow them to get through. So before they bust through the gate and open the floodgate without us taking note, I want to put you on notice that it is a development that I'm eyeing carefully, and I know that they have their own plant. But yes, you have your plant. Yes, in Tortola, I've seen people with cranes along there. Did you say I had a crane one time, right? Left from Anguilla in Tortola after Hurricane Irma, and the crane had to come back in Anguilla. One of the guys bought a crane south of somewhere. The crane could not go down to BVI. The BVI men who had cranes blocked the areas. They said, no crane here. You have to use our crane. That's what they would have said, okay? So that's what they would have said. That's what they would have said. So, so we have to ensure that we promote the Anguillan agenda. We have to ensure that we drive a stake in the ground and stake up and take piece for a piece of the pie. Because that Tomac Plaza story, when I saw it Saturday gone there after the broadcast, I also felt the emotions in Oliver McDonald's voice too. He said, "Boy, you know." He gave me the story. I said, "Oh Lord, I felt so bad to hear that." But that's going to the hands of no, I won't preempt that. You'll hear at some point. But to my Arab partner of the street, he would have gotten that building apparently. So he's an Arab, and he came here, a regular brother, you know, trying his other thing. But they have connections, they have access to finances, and they now have that building. So at some point they will be using that. So that was gone forever. That will never return to all of our children, nobody around here. That will be in the hands of other people for the next 100 years. So even after my Arab partner die, and his people will come from wherever, and they'll have that. He's an Indian, okay, Arab or Indian, I don't know, but they're gonna have that, and they're gonna have that for 100 plus years, maybe 200 years. So that's out of the hands of Anguillans forever too. Okay, and that is confirmed because I got it from him that is going to those people. So, and that's why he's selling out too. So other parts are there for sure. Go on down there and get them quickly. And it's so sad. And when Anguillans and you know, and when Anguillians begin to lose things, you know, it's painful. It's very painful, and it hurts my heart really to see these things, because all of us are very ambitious man from back in the day, and man, I don't know, but we are losing a lot of things in Anguilla, and a lot of things we are just going from our hands, and they are going to other people, and those things are making us weaker as a people as well, really weaker as a people, really and truly, and I don't know the formula for the expats and for those other persons, but somehow they have a handle on things. They can get through, but we try. We have tried a whole lot, but we have regressed some. Really, we have slipped some. But God is great, and we have to ensure that what we have, those youngsters who are not trying, we have to ensure that we work with them to ensure that they can hold on somehow. Otherwise, we're going to have a nation, an economy that is controlled by people other than Anguillians. It is already that way now, because the Chinese are the ones who are in charge of the economy of Anguilla, and the Asians are also controlling things too, and the Indians as well. So we have to ensure that we can claw our way back into the grand scheme of things, and we can only do that by supporting youngsters like the guys at Primex who are coming up now. Guys, when you're free to invest your money, young fellows who are exuberant, who have a young energy, who can prance with, who can dance around here and do their thing, you have to support youngsters who are trying. Yeah, you have no choice, and to support youngsters who are trying. Yep, that's how it is. We have to support our young people who are trying, and that's my appeal tonight to the administration. So that asphalt is a big deal coming up, and I know it will be a big deal, and I want you to look at that before we get too far with those negotiations. We have to ensure that that Primex asphalt is in the mix somewhere. Don't let them out, please. I beg you tonight. So that's to Joseph Vanderpool, and also Kyle Hodge and Madam Premier and others, Shelia Rogers, Webster, Cardigan, Connor, and the entire team. You know, please make sure that you know that we have Anguillans, our locals, also in the mix, so they can also take a piece of the pie, because that piece of the pie stays here. That money stays here. That money spends in Anguilla, okay? That money circulates around here as well. So the more that they can make, the better for the local economy as well. So that's how we should look at this whole thing, the angle we should view this from, okay? That's very important. Guys, thank you for your time. Peace and love now. Just about 17 down after 10, that is our time. And somehow I know you love these Monday night programs. Somehow you are captivated by these things. I can hear it from what you're texting me on the phone as well, but it's all natural. It's all natural, and it comes down to my understanding of the issues in Anguilla, our issues here in our country, Anguilla, and also my understanding too of the Anguillan people and the Anguillan culture. It's very important to that you understand these things. So that's why I can, have these conversations with you really on a Monday night here on Class FM, right? So very, very important as well. So guys, and Class FM here in the evening time. Let's see what's happening right now as we move along here now. Class FM, the air conditioning is on and off, that they need to stay on all the time. Okay, well, that's what happens then. Maybe that's the mold situation right there. Anyhow, so guys, thank you for your time. Peace and love. I'll catch you later on. Just hold the spot you've got here, Class FM in the evening time here now. And so all local people, yes, and so that Tomac Plaza thing, man, it burned me bad. When I heard it, really touched me deeply. It touched my soul when I heard that it's going into the hands of and even though the partner is a friend of ours too, really one of my friends as well. He's an Indian man, but it touched me to know that after all the years of trying, and that Oliver had to give up that building. Can't go with it. There's a lot of pressure there. And Oliver's a man with a lot of ambition, try a lot, try hard, and a very ambitious man. Came from a regular family. Oliver tried hard, he worked hard and a very ambitious and very smart man. But in the end, it was just too much, really. And I would have hoped that that there could have been help really for him to be able to continue that operation, because it's a very ambitious. So Mac Plaza is a very ambitious operation, very ambitious, and I took pride in knowing it was done by Anguillan with the ideas, and Anguillan who had a dream. And that dream is now over for him, because it's now in the hands of somebody else. You see, and that's my issue. So we are seeing it now in hardware stores. Asians are coming up too. A lot of our legacy hardware stores are under pressure. We are seeing it happening. It's happening in supermarkets. It's happening everywhere around us here. Real estate as well. And so we have to ensure that we culture. We nurture a new breed of Anguillan business people, youngsters who are coming up, and nurture them and help them to become strong and to be futuristic as well. Is our only hope. Is our only way out now from this from where we are. Because we would have made some errors in the last 20, 30 years, and we are now suffering as a result of those errors. So maybe the youngsters with the young, fresh brains now will have a better way of getting things worked out. Who knows? That's my hope. Peace and love. Good evening to you, folks, and thank you for being here. And I'll catch you next Monday, God's willing, right here on this program, Class FM, on the Monday Night Show for another presentation of a Monday Night program with DJ Hammer. Thank you for being here. Have a great evening. Have a great rest as well, man. And always keep it locked in. Always keep it locked into Class FM Radio 92.9. Yeah, keep it locked into Class FM Radio 92.9. Yeah, just hold the spot, man. Hold the spot that you've got. Hold the spot.
Death is not an easy occurrence to endure. Caring for your loved one requires respect, humility, and compassion. It is comforting to know that you can rely on Ray's Funeral Home in your time of need. With over 4 decades of experience in the funeral business, we are beyond capable of helping families through one of the most difficult times of their lives. Ray's Funeral Home continues to offer dignified funeral and cremation services tailored to your needs. Traditional funeral services, cremation services, and green funeral services are a few of the services we offer. With the variety of options available, you are guaranteed to find what is best for your family and your loved one, as customer satisfaction is of paramount importance to us. Ray's Funeral Home can take care of every step of the arrangement while you recover from the grief of losing a loved one. Ray's Funeral Home offers affordable services, and our level of service is never compromised. Because we care, we are continuing to offer payment plans individually suited to your financial needs. We offer pre-planning arrangement services at our current rates with no additional future fees. We send off your loved one with dignity and pride. We have set high standards in the funeral business that we maintain and improve. No one offers the quality and care like Ray's Funeral Home. For assistance and service, please contact us via telephone at 497-2278, 476-2779, or 584-2278, or email us at raysfuneralhome@gmail.com. Also follow our Facebook page, Ray's Funeral Home, and stay up to date with current happenings. Ray's Funeral Home. We are your caring funeral directors.
Anguilla, upgrade the way you hydrate. From the natural springs of Nevis, filtered through volcanic rock. Nelson spring water delivers that clean, crisp taste we love. No additives, no chemicals, just the pure island water done right. And it's right here at home. Find Nelson Spring Water at J.W. Proctor's, Best Buy East and West, Ming's Supermarket, and Ashley & Sons. So when you are stocking up, choose better. Choose Nelson. Nelson Spring Water. Island to island. Purely yours.
Death is not an easy occurrence to endure.
Anguilla. Upgrade the way you hydrate. From the
Vibrating on a high frequency.
Dr. Trevor Connor is pleased to announce that he has completed renovation at his dental office in the Valley and is now taking appointments for all your dental needs. At Connor's Dental Center, they can provide a whole variety of dental services, such as teeth cleaning, replace missing teeth with dental implants, bridges, or dentures, fixing crooked teeth with braces or clear aligners, root canal treatments in one appointment to save infected teeth, trapped wisdom teeth removal, laser treatment for gum disease, treatment of receding gums, repairing lost bone to accommodate dental implant replacement in areas where teeth have been missing for a long time, whitening of discolored teeth for a whiter, brighter smile, immediate on-site replacement for one or two missing front teeth. Contact Connor's Dental Center at 264-498-1212. That number once again, 264-498-1212, or email tacdental2@gmail.com. You can locate more information on our website at www.connordentalcenter.com and like and share our social media pages.
Yeah, we come into your life with a bag of good vibes, everything is alright. We vibrating.
The good news just keep on rolling in. Introducing a brand new, convenient, efficient, and cost-effective service designed with you in mind. It's Exotic Trucking and Heavy Equipment Rentals. Yes, you heard me right. Exotic Trucking and Heavy Equipment Rentals. No job is too big or small. We handle them all. Offering machinery, backhoe, excavator, and hammer rentals. Container hauling. Inquire about our dump truck, garbage bins, bobcat, dowsers, mini excavators, roller, and crane rentals. Be sure to check us out for all your water delivery needs, boasting competitive prices and dependable service. Call Exotic Trucking and Heavy Equipment Rentals at 584-8062. That number, once again, 584-8062. Or email exoticgroupaxa@gmail.com. Everything exotic.
This is not the time to be alone. This is the time to wine on a bumper. So let's be amazing, keep the fire blazing. With no guarantee when we get on bad in here.
Aronel Water, the source of life, is now available on Sundays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at their Stony Ground plant location. Come and get your refills and satisfy all your water needs. Improved taste, high quality, competitive prices, all designed with you in mind. Spread the word around town. This and every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Aronel Water will be open and serving. The convenient way for you to stock up on Anguilla's highest quality drinking water. Aronel Water. See you this Sunday at our plant location in Stony Ground. Remember, it's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. This and every Sunday.
just can't